What's up, YouTube? This is Sir Hunt's Reviews. I'm Mark, and if you have not seen Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 9, click away right now. I'm going to give my thoughts on Episode 9 real quick before we move into this preview. Basically, I thought the episode was amazing. Yeah, the first 10 to 20 minutes or so was kind of dull, but the last 35 minutes kicked my ass. Overall, I'll rate the episode an 11 on a scale from 1 to 10. I'm sitting here trying to find little shit to nitpick, and my mind really draws a blank. Could be the weed. But shout out to Theon and Yara. They had an amazing first meeting with Dany. Theon really held his ground and had a defense prepared for Tyrion's barrage of words. I did sense a little bit of a potential love affair between Yara and Daenerys. Daenerys is kind of a lesbian in the books. I fucking wish that would happen. On a serious note, the writers get a gargantuan pat on the back from me. They were able to form an immediate bond between Daenerys and Yara, seeing as how they were two future queens who have similar goals to rule without a king per se. Yara will likely get a queen, though. It will be interesting to see if Yara holds true to her promise to make the Ironborn stop breathing and basically living the way they've been living for thousands of years. Apparently, the Ironborn know Peter Baelish and his fucking travel agent. I did find it a little bit cliche that Dany would of course take out the Harpy ship so easily. Maybe if they had wounded one of the dragons somehow, it would have added a little bit of suspense to the scene. I did, however, enjoy the switcheroo she pulled with terms of surrender on the Masters. That was a well-written scene. I have 3 words to describe my thoughts on the Battle of the Bastards: blitzkrieg, havoc, bloodshed. I loved it. I was genuinely amazed at how well choreographed the whole thing was. I mean, this battle scene was on a cinematic scale. I truly understand why the battle took 6 weeks to film and with hundreds of extras. If you would like to know more of my thoughts on the battle, you can go ahead and click this link right here and it'll take you to my predictions video where I pretty much predicted the whole goddamn thing thanks to this user on Reddit. Even though I knew we would lose Rickon, I was still genuinely sad to see him die. Ramsay played games with all of us until his bloody fucking end. I began to punch my own couch as Jon was slugging this fucker out. I even shouted, "Fuck you, Ramsay." When Sansa came in to feed him to the dogs, for a second I thought the dogs wouldn't attack him, but then I remember, never bite the hand that feeds you, and Sansa was on the same wavelength as me because she said, "Oh wait, you haven't fed him in 7 days." My one critique with this scene is that Ramsay shouldn't have been able to scream as long and as loud as he did. It looked like the dog had ripped out his jaw and his tongue along with it. So I don't think he would have been doing that much screaming. Overall, I vote the death of Ramsay Bolton an 11 out of 10. He was killed by hounds, which was symbolic for wolves, and it was Sansa who handed him his death. So double fucking bonus. Sadly, we did lose 1-1, but on a brighter note, I haven't seen any female giant ass for him to crush, so he couldn't exactly procreate. I honestly believe the only reason why they killed him was for budget purposes. Least we can say he went out like a fucking gangster. Props to Peter Baelish for being a man of his word. He moved up a little bit in my book. He came through and ultimately was the reason why Jon Snow was victorious in the Battle of the Bastards. One last thing though. We did not lose Ghost. That's likely why he was missing from the last couple episodes. It would kind of make it seem like it would make sense why he wasn't in the battle. We just kind of forgot about him. You know what I mean? So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and break down the season finale preview.
Are you prepared to stand trial and profess your guilt or innocence before the Seven?
We need to trust each other. We have so many enemies now.
The Freys and the Lannisters send their regards.
What do you want?
I thought you knew what I wanted.
Tell him what you did to her. Tell him!
Are you afraid? Good. You're in the great game now. And the great game is terrifying.
The trailer starts off with what looks like Margaery and Tommen. They are putting on their crowns and getting ready for Cersei and Loras' trial by 7. Then there's a quick shot of Loras, whose face gives off this vibe like, "I'm broken, help me." He's looking up at the High Sparrow. I noticed that his head is shaved pretty crudely, so perhaps he was given a walk of atonement. Next shot is a glimpse of a white crow flying into Winterfell. which in my opinion symbolizes that Bran has in fact made it home. We also get a later shot of him in the trailer standing next to what looks like a weirwood tree. Jon and Sansa are then shown having a conversation. Most likely Sansa has just confessed to Jon how she sent the raven to Peter and didn't tell him, which is why he's saying they're surrounded by enemies and they need to trust each other because they're all they have. Jaime is then shown with Walder Frey and his family of walking pies. Jaime does have a weird smirk on his face when Walder says the Lannisters and the Frey sends their regards. And what if he's there to fuck up the Freys and exact vengeance for the Starks? Haha, I wish. Then we see Baelish and Sansa outside of what looks like another weirwood tree. Possibly they're in the Godswood. Baelish is likely talking to Sansa about his feelings. He will probably try to say some bullshit like he loves her and always has, and ultimately try to convince her to come back with him to the Vale, where she will be safe. He will likely remind her that they have many enemies that aren't necessarily loyal to Jon surrounding Winterfell, and also they have the looming threat of the White Walkers. Honestly, she probably would be safer in the Eyrie if she somehow ditched Baelish, because let's face it, fuck that guy. I honestly thought he was going to die. Maybe he will. Next up, we get Davos attempting to seek justice for Shireen. He's having a conversation with Jon Snow, and I'm not exactly sure how this scene will go down. I think Jon may punish her, Melisandre, somehow, but I'm not sure how. Davos is sorta his hand of the king, if you will, so Jon will be forced to listen to what Davos has to say. But on the other hand, Jon does in fact respect Mel and is semi-grateful for her bringing him back, and he even asked for her advice on why R'hllor brought him back in the last episode. I'm not sure what to think. You guys let me know down below what you think Jon will do to punish Melisandre when Davos pleads. Hashtag justice for Shireen. Then there was a quick shot of Bran next to the tree. I really do honestly think it would be awesome if he made it home. Quick shot of Lancel walking outside to some sort of courtyard, possibly during Cersei and Loras' trial. Then we get a quick shot of Dany and Jorah. Yo, my wife Daenerys looks upset and almost as if she's about to cry. Fuck you, Dario, if you're the Harpy. I believe they just edited that though to make it look funny, because then we get a clip of her and Tyrion, and she does look sad again, but they're like sitting down. She's got her, that's weird though, because she's got her hands crossed. I don't really know what to think about that. But basically, that was Tyrion saying, you've entered the great game, and the great game is terrifying, and that was a callback to that first season premiere trailer that we got back in March. Wouldn't it be dope if the season ended with her sailing back to Westeros, and then the wall coming down up north? That's going to be wrapping this video up. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section of what the final shot of the season finale of Game of Thrones Season 6 will be. Will it be the wall coming down? Will it be Dany sailing to Westeros? Will it be Theon growing a phantom clock and screwing one of those sluts in Marine? I don't know. Let me know down in that comment section. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Contest for the Jon Snow doll giveaway is still going on for a $25 gift card to Amazon. All you have to do to enter is leave a like. Make sure you comment down below and subscribe. The winner will be picked on June 30th. Please slap a like on this video if you enjoyed my theories and opinions. I want to shoot for maybe 200 likes. If you would like, you can click on the left for a video I did on my predictions for who will die in the season finale, or you can click on the right for a theory video I did on Jon Snow being King of the North. As always, links for my social media, my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram are in the description, as well as a link over here on the right if you want to check out my Patreon and become a sponsor. I want to thank you all so much again. I'll see you tomorrow, and this has been Sir Hunt's Refuse.